Have you ever felt a deep sense of loss so profound it seems to echo through your very bones? Today, we're going to delve into a tale that encapsulates this feeling of profound emptiness and the enduring power of love amidst the wreckage of war. In the heart of Europe during the tumultuous year of 1942, the world was consumed by the horrors of war. Cities lay in ruins, reduced to ashes under the relentless bombardment of bombs. Families were torn apart, scattered like fallen leaves in a storm, seeking refuge or perhaps just trying to stay alive. Against this backdrop of despair and destruction, our story unfolds in a small village hospital. Here, amidst the hushed whispers of the sick and the comforting scent of medicinal herbs, there worked a woman named Anna. Her name, much like her spirit, was a beacon of solace and strength, reminding one of unwavering faith and the steadfastness of the mountains. Anna was a nurse, her gentle touch and compassionate heart making her a pillar of support for the weary and wounded. One fateful day, as the sun cast long shadows across the ward, the tranquility of the hospital was shattered by the arrival of a young soldier, his uniform stained with the grim evidence of battle. Blood trickled down his arm, a testament to the brutal realities of war that raged outside the hospital walls. His name was Elias, a soul as vibrant and spirited as the summer sun, yet now marred by pain and fear. As Anna tended to his wounds, her hands trembled slightly, betraying the turmoil of emotions that battled within her. In tending to his injuries, she saw not just a soldier, but a human being wrestling with the specter of death. This realization ignited a profound sense of empathy within her, forging an immediate bond between the nurse and the wounded soldier. Her eyes, however, held a steadfast determination, promising solace in the face of adversity. With quiet efficiency, she cleaned the wound, her gaze unwavering, communicating volumes to the young soldier without uttering a word. As she worked, she whispered words of comfort, though they were more for herself than for Elias. "You will be fine." The mere utterance of these words seemed to suspend a fragment of her own soul, a part that dared not contemplate the possibility of losing this connection so unexpectedly forged in the crucible of war. When she finished, Elias looked at her with gratitude shining in his dark eyes. "Thank you," he said, his voice raspy yet resolute. "I may not make it, but at least I won't die alone." His statement hung in the air, pregnant with unspoken truths and the harsh realities of their situation. Elias understood the gravity of his condition, yet as he spoke, a faint smile touched his lips, a silent acknowledgement of the profound impact this chance encounter had already had on him. From that day forward, their lives became inextricably intertwined. Elias, confined to the hospital as he recovered, became a fixture in the quiet routine of the ward. Anna made it a point to visit him daily, drawn by an invisible force that transcended the boundaries of their professions. Their meetings were not always filled with lively banter. There were times when the specter of death loomed large, casting long, cold fingers across their stolen moments. But even in the darkest of those hours, their bond deepened. One such instance occurred after a particularly vicious air raid. The hospital, with its blood-stained floors and shattered windows, bore silent witness to the terror that had gripped the villagers that night. Amidst the rubble of broken beds and the haunting silence of the departed patients, Anna found Elias. He sat up in his bed, his eyes wide and unseeing, lost in the recesses of his mind, reliving the horrors he had witnessed. His usual vibrancy was replaced by a haunted stillness, leaving Anna confronted by the profound impact of the war they both despised. But it was not all somberness and sorrow. There were moments of levity, too, glimmers of joy that pierced the gloom of their surroundings. One such moment occurred on a day when the skies were clear, and the sun poured its golden light through the hospital windows. As Anna sat by Elias's bedside reading him poetry, they were interrupted by the sound of laughter from the next room. It was the other patients, soldiers and villagers alike, finding solace and joy in shared stories and camaraderie. The sound echoed through the halls, momentarily chasing away the shadows of war and reminding them of the beauty of human connection. Elias turned to Anna, his eyes sparkling with amusement. "Do you think," he began, his voice regaining some of its usual cheer, "that even in the darkest of times life finds a way to endure, don't you?" Anna met his gaze, a soft smile gracing her lips. Indeed. We find ways to keep going, don't we? She replied, her voice laced with quiet strength. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the question of Elias's departure loomed on the horizon. The time would come when he would have to leave the hospital and return to the battlefield, to the place from which he had been brought here broken and bleeding. When that day arrived, it was neither joyous nor celebratory. Instead, it was marked by a profound sense of foreboding and the dawning realization that their stolen moments were numbered. Before parting, Elias and Anna exchanged letters, each word a precious jewel carefully selected and strung together to form necklaces of emotion. In his missives, the scent of gunpowder and mud lingered, mingling with the fragrance of courage and unwavering devotion. "My dearest Anna," he wrote once, "with every sunrise, my thoughts drift back to you, the light that guides me through the darkest of trenches. Your letters are my solace in the face of adversity. Wait for me, love for me." And in her replies, the ink mingled with the aroma of fresh roses, their petals as vibrant as the hues of her spirit. She wrote of the blooming flowers by the chapel, of the changing seasons, and most importantly, of her enduring love for him. Yet, as the war dragged on, the letters became less frequent, the intervals between them stretching into agonizing weeks. Anna would pace her small room, clutching the last letter Elias had sent, her tears blurring the ink as she read it over and over again, hoping against hope that his next missive would arrive soon. The war, with its insatiable appetite for lives and limbs, had a way of snatching away even the most dearly held hopes. Then one winter night, as the snow fell thick and fast, blanketing the world in white, Anna received an envelope. It was torn and smudged, bearing the unmistakable markings of hardship and haste. Inside, a shaky hand had scrawled a message that stopped her heart. "My dearest Anna, the war grows darker, but every time I close my eyes, I see you. If I do not return, know this: you have been my only light, my only home. If fate allows, I will find you in another life. Until then, I remain yours. Always. Elias." The words struck her like physical blows, each syllable echoing the finality of his tone. The phrase, "if I do not return," resonated in her mind, amplifying the underlying current of despair that had been growing in his letters. In the spring that followed, the dreaded news arrived, carried on the wings of sorrow and confirmed by the hollow eyes of returning soldiers. Elias's unit had been ambushed. Many were dead. The rest, including Elias, were missing. His name was among those etched in stone, a chilling reminder of the cruel indifference of war. Anna refused to believe it. She searched every list, clinging to the hope that somewhere, somehow, he was alive. But as the years rolled by and the seasons turned, her hope dwindled, replaced by the cold, hard grip of reality. For decades, the village remained her only home. She continued working at the hospital, her presence a source of comfort to countless wounded souls. Yet a piece of hers remained forever absent, lost in the abyss of war. She tended to her roses by the chapel, whispering her stories to them, finding solace in their silent understanding. One day, a visitor arrived, an old veteran bearing the scars of his own battles. He noticed the letter on Anna's desk, the same letter that had become her lifeblood, her anchor to the past. Tears glistened in his aged eyes as he shared the truth about Elias, the events surrounding the ambush and the heroics that had earned Elias his place in the veteran's heart. "He saved me," the veteran had said, his voice thick with emotion, "but he was shot before I could pull him back. His last words were for you, Anna. He said, 'Tell her I kept my promise. I loved her to the end.'" As Anna listened, the floodgates broke. She wept not because she had not known the truth, but because even in death, Elias had demonstrated the depth of his love for her. She cherished the revelation, holding it close as she continued her quiet life in the village, never forgetting, never giving up hope that perhaps one day she would be reunited with her beloved Elias beyond the confines of their earthly existence. This story is a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the profound impact of love and loss during wartime. Through the characters of Anna and Elias, we are reminded of the sacrifices made and the bonds formed in the darkest of times. We see the devastating consequences of war on individuals and the lasting power of their stories. This tale serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of cherishing our loved ones and the strength we find in their love, even in the face of adversity. It is a story that stays with us long after we finish reading it, urging us to find hope and love amidst the shadows of despair.